Hey there, guys. It's controversial here. So R. Kelly is going to jail. Has been sentenced to 30 years in prison. 30 years in prison. 30 years in prison. Now, with this case, it's crazy because there's a bunch of things flying around there, and people are still pretty much divided on this situation. But I could say it's 70% of people who agree that he's a monster, but like there's a 45% of people who believe that the victims themselves and the parents of the victims need to be scrutinized and looked into very hard. It's a similar case of the Michael Jackson cases and everything that Michael Jackson went through. And it's kind of crazy because my question is, where were the parents when all of this supposed pedophilic behavior and stuff was going on? And some of the people in the comments were saying, no, these people like were pumping out their children to R. Kelly, like some of them would pay, R. Kelly would pay them to sleep with their kids, whatnot. They were taking payoffs. Girls would send them to clubs and stuff so that they could get preyed on by R. Kelly, so that they could blackmail him for money. I mean, anything is anything. Because I could honestly say that people like Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby probably went through more or less the similar things of having inappropriate relations with women. Like now, in the case of R. Kelly and Michael Jackson, they had cases of where they were conspired, or people were saying that they were sleeping with underage kids. Now, bear in mind, where my question is, where were the parents? Where were the parents? And with Michael Jackson's case, there were parents who were letting their children go to go stay at to go stay at a grown man's house alone, no supervision, no nothing. And then people only come out years later saying, no, he touched me, he did this. And it's the same case with R. Kelly. Why did people, and it's kind of crazy how people waited so long and how R. Kelly got away with it for so many years. And you have to ask yourself this question. And I honestly feel that a lot of these people do come out because R. Kelly probably stopped paying them off or something, or Michael Jackson probably stopped paying them off. Like, I watched a video about Michael Jackson's old maid or like caretaker who came out recently and said that she was threatened, a bunch of stuff. And a lot of people are saying that a lot of people are finding it a little bit suspicious that everyone is coming out with this, or everyone is all of a sudden coming out with all of this evidence now. And if you hear some of these stories, they sound very rehearsed and too way too detailed, or way too made up and written by someone who knows how to write. You know what I mean? They sound way too descriptive. And my question is that, how did he get away with it for so many years? That's my question. Like, how did he get away with it so many years? He would have had to have been paying money to hush money to these people. There's no way. Like, the thing, and here's one thing. Here's one thing is that a lot of this stuff happened because R. Kelly was famous and rich. Because R. Kelly was famous and rich. If any man had to approach a child, stranger danger, stranger danger, you know what I mean? Stranger danger. R. Kelly would have not gotten away with 1% of what he did. If R. Kelly wasn't famous, the first time, if R. Kelly wasn't who R. Kelly is, if he wasn't famous and rich and everything, the first time he would have slept with an underage girl, he would have been arrested on the spot. They would have called the cops. But oh no, since it's R. Kelly, you decide to do all of these things because more than one child should be enough, isn't it? Like thing is, one underage child is one child too many. Why wasn't he stopped and arrested? Why is all of this evidence coming out now? There's a bunch of claims and things about this, and this case, and the R. Kelly case has never sat right with me. Now listen, R. Kelly probably does deserve what happened to him, but I'm thinking I'm more interested in the parents and the children, specifically the parents, because the parents are the people who are looking really suspicious in this case, even more than R. Kelly. Yes, R. Kelly slept with underage girls, we know that, but I think the parents themselves need to be investigated and what they really got out of it, because someone was saying that R. Kelly was taking care of this woman. Specifically the grown woman, and I beg to differ. Believe me, there are still many women out there who would still date R. Kelly to this day. Let's not let's be real. There are so many women who would still date R. Kelly and marry R. Kelly to this day, even after everything is done. But anyway, I haven't really done the research. I would have loved to watch Survive R. Kelly, but I honestly don't think. I think a lot of these stories are probably a little bit too far fetched. I don't know, but I don't know. All this evidence happened a long time ago. Maybe I'll go watch a few more videos about who R. Kelly really was. I wish I could have watched R. Kelly, Surviving R. Kelly. Maybe I'll try and find the videos and then I'll make a video about R. Kelly. I want to make a video about Michael Jackson too. So I'm not exactly sure what to do, but this is just basically speculation and off the top of my head. So nothing is factually backed up. I will not, but yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Yeah, guys. Anyway, this is Controversial signing off saying, be careful what you do in life, and remember, someone's always watching. Doesn't matter who it is, someone's always watching. Don't touch kids. Leave kids alone, and be careful. There are always snakes in the grass. Snakes in the grass. So just be careful of what you do in life and really just stay on the straight and narrow. But anyway, guys, this is Controversial signing off. Goodbye.